Hello again. This week we are going to talk about new topic, which is asking for and giving information. Before we start, basically, as usual, this is our fourth maybe week or maybe fifth. I don't remember. Every week I am going to share you guys some useful expressions that you can use when you want to talk about certain topic. And this week's topic is about asking for and giving information. Let's start with the definition of information. So information, facts provided or learned about something or someone. All right, so there are some ways if you want to ask for information. I divide it into three different ways. First one is the informal way, which is using the WH question. You guys know the WH questions, right? We have what, when, where, why, blah, 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 etc., etc. And then the second way of asking for information is using indirect questions. Indirect question, I believe you guys learned about this in your English proficiency class. If you forgot, please look it up, find out about what is indirect questions. And then the third way of asking for information is the formal way. There are two ways of asking for information. The formal way, the first one is by using this pattern. I wonder if you could explain, or you can say, I wonder if you could explain plus indirect questions, or you can use, I wonder if you could tell me plus indirect questions. And then the second way, you can use, would you mind plus verb ing. Yeah. Okay, so this is the example of asking for information the informal way with the WH question. For example, we are using how. This is one of the WH question. How much does it cost? Yeah, so you are going to ask for the price. The information that you are looking for is the price of certain thing. So you can use how much does it cost? And then the second example is where does she live? So this question is asked if you want to look for someone's address. So where does she live? The WH questions here are using how and then where. You can use other WH question depending on what information that you want to obtain. Yeah. The second way is the more formal way, which is using indirect questions. Similar to the previous questions, the first one is, can you tell me how much it costs? So you see, when it is informal with the WH question, the question is how much does it cost? But when it comes to indirect questions, it is changed into how much it costs. So indirect question, you omit does, but then you put the verb with plus s because the subject is it. Yeah, so the question become, can you tell me how much it costs? With s at the end. Yeah, why? Because the subject is it. And then the second question, using the more formal way with indirect question, could you tell me where she lives? You see, this is similar with this question, where does she live? So you omit does, hilangkan dasnya. Could you tell me where she lives? So the pattern for indirect question is WH, subject, and then verb. Yeah? Could you tell me where she lives? But the pattern for WH question is WH question, yeah, do or does or to be, and then subject, and then verb. So pay attention to the pattern when it is WH question or using indirect questions, yeah. Moving on to the third way of asking for information, the formal way using this pattern. I wonder if you could explain. I wonder if you could tell me, plus indirect question. Yeah, and this is an example. I wonder if you could tell me how much it costs. So how much it costs is the indirect questions. Similar with this, because the pattern is indirect question, yeah? But the opening of the sentence using I wonder if you could tell me how much it costs. You can also say I wonder if you could explain how much it costs. But lebih masuk dia menggunakan tell me, ya. I wonder if you could tell me how much it costs. And then you can also use this one, the formal way still, but the pattern is would you mind plus a verb ing. The example is would you mind telling me her address? Because the information that you want to find out is about the address, so the question would be would you mind telling me her address? Yeah. So depending on who you are asking the question to, so you can either use informal if you are talking to your friends, to someone with a similar age with you, you can use this pattern, the informal way. And then if you feel like you just meet someone for the first time, but you feel like you are in the same age, but you want to be polite, you can use this formal way. And then if you are talking to someone older, your parents maybe, or your teacher, your lecturer, you can use this formal. But I feel like this is fine because this is like so formal, I feel like, yeah. But it's up to you guys. All right. Next, we have so after you ask for the information, these are the ways of giving the information. Yeah? This is how you respond. So pay attention to this. So if you want to give information, and then if you would like to provide the information, if you know the information, you can respond with two different ways, the informal ways or the more formal ones. Yeah. For the informal one, you can respond with sure, no problem, let me see. Yeah, you can start with this phrase. If you want to respond with a more formal way, you can say, I'd be happy to answer that. Or, I should be able to answer your question. It'd be a pleasure to help you. Yeah, you can choose between this if you would like to provide the information. But let's say that you do not have the answer to a request for information. So previously, if you have the information, you can answer by saying this, whether informal or formal, sure, no problem, let me see, blah, blah, blah. But then the case would be different if you do not have the answer to request for information. The informal way, you can say, sorry, I can't help you out. Or you can say, sorry, but I don't know that. That's beyond me. Yeah. And then the more formal way, you can say, I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. Or I'd like to help you, but unfortunately, I don't have the information or I don't know that. Yeah. You see, you can just choose between the two. Yeah. I feel like the list for the informal one, sorry, I can help you out, is still a bit formal, but it's okay. Eh? Sorry, I don't know that. Yeah. I feel like when you are asking for an information to your friend, and then your friend doesn't know the answer, just say, I don't know that. Yeah, you can just say that if you feel like you have already established that, close relationship or connection with the person, but you can choose between these phrases. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to show you some examples, two examples of how you are going to ask for and giving the information. The first example I have, can you tell me how I can contact the manager? Sure. You just have to make an appointment through her secretary. Thanks, no problem. So it's the informal way, yeah, because the response is sure. Yeah, can you tell me how I can contact the manager? I believe this is the more formal way. Yeah. And then the second example is, I wonder if you could explain how I can get a refund. I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. Although, you can try to reach the customer service on the other line. Oh, okay. Can you tell me how I can contact customer service? Sure. Be sure to call our office with the extension number of 7. Great. Thanks for the information. Okay, so this is a more formal, I think. Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for today's topic, asking for and giving information. I hope you learned something from this. Yeah. Let me know if you have any question in our WhatsApp group. I'll see you guys next week, I believe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.